The second question is from Madame Tapsoba Christine, who is high school teacher, owner of 2 vegetarian restaurants in Ouagadougou, member of many associations vegan.
Welcome, madame.
Bonjour, maître.
Bonjour, madame. Ça va?
Oui, ça va, merci.
Merci pour venir.
Merci. Alors, ma question, c'est que dans les ouvrages, dans les contes et dans les livres, il y a encore beaucoup d'écrits qui s'opposent au végétalisme. Alors, s'il vous plaît, maître, qu'est-ce que nous pourrions faire pour enseigner le régime végétarien pour l'éducation de nos enfants dans les écoles? Merci.
Merci à vous, noble Mrs. Tapsoba. It is a big task and a noble task. You are a teacher,
Yes.
Mrs. Tapsoba, and a vegetarian restaurateur. You must be a very busy lady. So I'm very impressed with your dedication already. I also feel very confident that you will find a way to help the young people lead a completely animal-friendly lifestyle. But to share a few ideas that perhaps you didn't think of already, it is, of course, a very good idea to introduce children to the benefits of eating healthily and sustainably from earlier on. One way to do so is we can introduce animal-friendly material that is also vegan, by the way. There is a lot of vegan information also available, both online and in print. So you could select positive story books for the children with animals as the main characters. Movies can also be very helpful in bringing the animals to life. There are also many movies that offer loving depictions of animals. As for food, you can make veggie eating fun and cool. One study found that giving the fruits and vegetables different names, interesting names like power peas or tomato burst, increases their popularity with the children. So you can also help cultivate the natural loving nature of children through field trips to a farmed animal sanctuary where they can interact with the animals and see how sweet they are. Children themselves have said that when they get to know the animals, they cannot eat them anymore because they realize that the animals are their friends and so lovely. If you cannot afford to buy many materials, you can be creative and make them, or even involve the children in projects to make animals-friendly things. You can also seek out the writings of people who uphold values of compassion and introduce them to your students as exemplary figures whose values they can admire. If you wish for any materials at all that are freely available from suprememastertv.com, you are more than welcome. There are some lists of people from top-class athletes to celebrities who are also vegetarian or vegan. Some of the people known for their genius level of intelligence and creativity have also upheld the compassionate ideals of being veg. Students are probably already familiar with names such as Socrates, Albert Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, etc., etc. You can inform them that these people were also vegetarian. Freely available as well are programs with exemplary persons, philosophers, and even a full range of international cooking shows that demonstrate just how easy it is to be veg. Children naturally love animals and they understand what is good right away because they are so pure and open. Once you start looking for materials to be inspired by, your search will be ever exciting and will never end. I can guarantee that. And once you are excited, your classes will also be too. Thank you for thinking of the children, and heaven bless you, Madame Christine, for what you're doing to help the children and the planet.
Merci.
Merci, Madame.
Thank you, Master.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption and/or production: rabies, anthrax, sleeping sickness, Q fever, norovirus, swine flu, Ebola reston virus. Cured meats and fish increase leukemia risk in children. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus. Blue tongue disease, E. coli, salmonella. Bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk. Pig's disease or PMWS, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, pre-eclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, diseases hidden in healthy appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating. Infertility, eating just one serving of meat per day increases the risk of women's infertility by 32%, with additional meat consumption increasing the risk. Heart disease. Over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Increased childhood cancers and adult reproductive cancers from hormones in meat. Colon rectal cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year, more than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year.
Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment in just the United States. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Uses up to 70% of clean water. Pollutes most of the water bodies. Deforests the lungs of the earth. Uses up to 43% of the world's cereal. Uses up to 85% of the world's soy. Causes world hunger and wars. 80% cause of global warming. Plus more.
Some of the costs of milk consumption: cowpox from milking cows, bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Hysteria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis, classified as a major allergen, lactose intolerance. Plus more.
For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers. For help quitting, please visit
Next question from Dr. Johnson Charlemagne at Saint Joseph International Private General Hospital.
Welcome, sir.
Merci beaucoup. Cher maître, tout d'abord, recevez mes chaleureuses salutations et félicitations pour le travail noble qui se fait. Vous imaginez que ma question aura un rapport avec ma profession. Vous n'êtes pas sans savoir que le paludisme, le sida et la tuberculose engendrent un fort taux de décès dans les populations d'Afrique. Pourriez-vous nous dire quels sont les avantages pour ces patients et pour la population en général d'un régime végétalien? Merci.
Merci, Doctor. Dr. Johnson, I'm honored to speak with you. For the people that already suffer from disease, the vegan diet will help, because it boosts immunity and does not contain toxins like meat. Scientific research has revealed that red meat actually contains a substance that attracts disease, such as the bacteria E. coli, which attacks the body and weakens the immune system. Whereas the veg diet helps the body become stronger in warding off diseases. So, changing to the vegan diet can help strengthen and stabilize any physical condition, doctor. In the case of malaria, there's one village, even in Ghana, where a regenerative health program has been conducted by the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem, working together with Ghana's Ministry of Health. In this health program, hundreds of villagers switched to a vegan diet, vegan agriculture, and green living. Before, this village had a very high infant mortality rate of almost 30%. The villagers had malaria 2-3 times a year. But after the village became more vegan, every single baby lived. And for more than 20 years now, there have been 0 cases of malaria, 0. And people with AIDS are recovering even better because of a strengthened immune system that the vegan diet gave them. So people who are vegetarian seldom are afraid of getting diseases. It is a double shield of protection, not only in physical senses, but also in an invisible spiritual sense. Please inform your patients about this. Thank you, Dr. Johnson. God bless you and your patients.
Thank you, Master.
Some of the benefits of a vegetarian diet: lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol levels, reduces type 2 diabetes, prevents stroke conditions, reverses atherosclerosis, reduces heart disease risk 50%, reduces heart surgery risk 80%, prevents many forms of cancer, stronger immune system, increases life expectancy up to 15 years, higher IQ, saves 70% of the total cost of $40 trillion for reducing global warming, uses 4.5 times less land to grow food, conserves up to 70% clean water, saves 80% of the cleared Amazonian rainforest from animal grazing. A solution for world hunger. Free up 3.4 billion hectares of land, free up 760 million tons of grain every year, half the world's grain supply, consumes 1/3 fossil fuels of those used for meat production, reduces pollution from untreated animal waste, maintains cleaner air, saves 4.5 tons of emissions per U.S. household per year, stop 80% of global warming. Plus more.
Next question from Mademoiselle Sampugdou Cécile. She is accountant at Observateur newspaper in Burkina Faso, vegetarian also.
Bonsoir, maître. Merci pour tout.
Bonjour.
Merci pour tout ce que vous faites pour nous. Merci pour tout ce que vous faites pour l'humanité. Je vous aime énormément. Ma question est, le sujet principal dans les informations aujourd'hui est la rapide propagation de la grippe porcine. Pourquoi voyons-nous tant de maladies que les hommes peuvent contacter des animaux? Avec la maladie de la vache folle, la grippe aviaire et en ce moment la grippe porcine, les animaux n'essaient-ils pas de nous envoyer avec amour le message que la consommation de la viande n'est pas bonne pour les hommes?
C'est ça. C'est ça, mademoiselle. Yes, yes. It's like that. It's like what you said, mademoiselle. Indeed, you're right. The animals and the universe are giving a message. However, it's not that the animals even care about themselves so much, even though the conditions they endure and some of the diseases are already terrible for them. For the ones raised to go to the slaughterhouse, every day from their birth is a day of misery, never feeling the sun and being deprived of every natural instinct. But they just go through without complaint. Even to take the blame for the disease that is not their fault, is not their making. For example, the pigs who get this flu virus, did they want it? Did they create it? No, no. The conditions they are living in are deplorable and is the real cause of the flu. Dr. Michael Greger, Director of Public Health and Animal Agriculture for the U.S. Humane Society, has stated that in factory farm conditions, 5,000 or 6,000 animals are put together in a single building. The overcrowding, the stress that attacks the immune systems and antibiotics they are given, which we eat along with the meat, by the way, the ammonia from their waste burns their respiratory tracts. The fields where all kinds of microbes will grow. Plus, there is no sunlight. Dr. Greger said that these conditions create a perfect storm environment for the emergence and spread of virulent strains of influenza, like the swine flu that you have mentioned. Dr. Gregory Gray, another medical doctor and professor of epidemiology in the U.S., also found that people who worked in factory farms are 50 times more likely to have contracted pig viruses in the past. In the case of the swine flu that spread around the world right now, the World Health Organization has confirmed more than 3,000 cases in humans worldwide, cautioning that it's still not yet over, and that we hardly know how aggressive the virus is and will become. It could get worse even, and it could infect 1/3 of our planet's population, they expected. So yes, the animals do want humans to wake up to the dangers that we are creating, not just for them, but for humankind. However, these animal-related diseases are very clearly our own making. So we need to reverse this cycle and make a fresh start. Stop killing, live and let live. Because even though the animals themselves are forgiving, the physical law of the universe states that for every action there is a consequence. So if we wish to live healthily, happily ourselves, we should let others live likewise. This is the best guideline. If we live in peace with other beings, meaning we don't try to make them our food, we don't make them suffer, then we will never worry about disease, and our life and the planet will be quickly like that of heaven. Thank you, mademoiselle.
Merci.
Thank you, Master.
European Parliament supports reducing meat to lower greenhouse gases.
Roll call vote. Vote is now open.
Reduce your meat consumption or stop eating meat totally.
During discussions on greenhouse gas reduction goals, the Climate Committee of the European Parliament officially recognized livestock's contribution to global warming and recommended a reduction of subsidies to the livestock industry to curb methane.
The European Parliament has adopted its own position on climate change as an institution. And as a Vice President, one of the proposals I have made is in line with your own, which is that we should eat far less meat, because that's one of the major sources of greenhouse gases.
Please eat less meat, and let's make taxes on meat. That's definitely one of the issues we're talking about. I'd like to tell people what the cost is of eating meat for the environment worldwide.
My name is Jens Holm. I'm a member of the European Parliament. Please, be veg, go green to save the planet.
May I ask the next question on behalf of former President of National Assembly and former Prime Minister of our country, Togo, Dr. Kodjo Agbeyo-Memesan. We notice that in Africa, most people do not show concern about the issue of global warming. They pinpoint Westerners as responsible for this calamity because of the large-scale animal agriculture practices there. What could you tell Africans to let them understand that the issue is a common threat and therefore it must be a common concern for all Earth inhabitants? What is the advice you will give us to motivate them to change their diet?
Could you please tell the esteemed Dr. Kodjo that I thank him for his insightful questions and concern. I'm very touched that he shared his thought with us and his support to send a question in the interest of his fellow citizens. Well, I'm sorry, Dr. Kodjo, that global warming does not spare anyone. Each person is responsible to do their best in awakening noble qualities in themselves to save the planet, and of course their lives and the lives of their family. Also, Africa has not been spared the effect of global warming. As early as 1997, a United Nations document refers to desertification, which came from people removing the protective mangrove trees on the western coast of Africa. The reason was understandable. They need wood for fires and for home building. However, the trees loss resulted in salt water contamination of crops and also a loss of coastal biodiversity. While it may be true that other countries in the world are responsible for large releases of greenhouse gases, there are also situations that are direct cause and effect within Africa. Another situation that has had drastic effects within Africa is drought. But the biggest cause and effect is on an individual level. That is meat consumption. Or I should say meat, fish or egg, milk consumption. This category of food, meaning animal products, is truly one of the biggest, or I shall say the biggest ever, contributors of global warming. The biggest contributor to global warming is animals product industry. In terms of drought, you see, one serving of beef on average requires 1,200 gallons of water to produce, while an entire vegan meal takes only 98 gallons. That is 12 times as much water to produce the same amount of energy from food. And in this, I describe only the physical situation. Along with the physical is the reason behind, which is that we must switch to a more compassionate way of living in order to survive. At the same time, please remember that global warming is not about blame. We all have a shared planet and we have shared responsibility. And we all want it to be saved for every one of us. Just like in the human body, if one area is hurt, it will affect the whole body as well. So even if the injury came to Africa from another part of the world, we should all fix it because we want the entire body to be well again. So, and that is very good for us to have such a noble intention, helping to save the world. Because every good deed helps balance the entire planet's karma, meaning the atmosphere, the energy. So that is the key, to be veg and spread the message of compassion, to let people know that they can really make a difference. And we each can, through the choices we make in putting food on our plate. Please try to inform your people that peace and the survival of our planet begin at home, begin on our plate. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you.
Thank you, Master. Thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome, love.
The next question is from Madame Anne-Marie Araba.
Bonsoir, maître. Recevez toute ma gratitude. Dans le pamphlet sur le réchauffement climatique, il a été dit, en raison de la surperche et de la perte de dizaines de millions de sardines, chaînon vital, les eaux de la côte du sud-ouest de l'Afrique sont chargées d'un gaz toxique qui bouillonne depuis le fond de l'océan, tuant la vie sous-marine sur une surface équivalente de celle de la ville de New Jersey et aggravant l'effet de serre. Quelle est l'origine de la nature de ce gaz? Merci, maître.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yes. Bonjour, Mademoiselle Araba. You came all the way from Cotonou, Benin?
Oui, maître.
To be with us? You are from Radio Topka in Cotonou, Benin, right?
Oui, maître.
Thanks for coming to share with us your concern. It is very disturbing to know about the state of the waters off the western coast of your continent. You see, this poisonous gas that you are asking about is formed from the elements that create an oceanic dead zones. Dead zones are exactly as they sound. They are areas of the ocean that are dead. The area of the ocean that are unable to support any more life, which arise mostly from livestock feed agriculture pollution, as well as livestock manure running into the ocean or some other kind of imbalance. The number of dead zones observed since 2003 have more than tripled, with now in excess of 400 that exist and are growing worldwide. The African dead zone, according to scientists, has been caused by a combination of a strong upwelling current that brings abundant plankton along with the loss of sardines because of human fishing. In the past several decades, tens of millions of these tiny fish have been removed from the ocean for human consumption. So now, instead of sardines helping consume the plankton just dies in the water instead and sinks to the bottom of the ocean, where it decays and contributes to the formation of the poisonous gases methane and hydrogen sulfide. While methane gas can be volatile and explosive, hydrogen sulfide is poisonous to both humans and marine life. So this area has periodic explosions of methane and hydrogen sulfide. And when these gases erupt off the coast of Africa, many other fish die, and animals such as lobsters and crabs run onto the shore, trying to flee the poisonous gas. But sometimes they cannot avoid either. Scientists are now concerned that without a restoration of the ecological balance, death zones like this will just continue to be more and more, get bigger and bigger, which of course is lethal for all life. So this is a small but very good example of why we need to be vegan, to renew the rightful balance of life. And of course, we also need to be organic vegan, because so many of these death zones are caused and made worse by chemical fertilizers that are primarily used for livestock feed. So yes, be organic vegan. Thank you, mademoiselle. And good luck. A lot of fun with your journalistic job, and send my love to all your colleagues in Radio Topka in Cotonou. God bless your country, Benin.
Merci, madame.
Merci à vous.
Thank you, Master, for the answer. Next question from Mr. Bertrand Baja Baisi, in charge of program at Télévision Deuxième.
Welcome, sir.
Merci, maître. Merci pour tout ce que vous faites. Votre mission est noble et je pense, rien qu'à voir la foule qui nous entoure, que le message passe. Il y a encore quelques années, c'était difficile de passer ce message. Je tiens aussi à rappeler que je suis un animateur d'une émission d'instruction spirituelle à Lomé, au Togo, sur TV2. Nous avons fait une émission il y a 1 an et demi sur l'intérêt d'être végétarien et végétalien. Ça n'a pas été facile, mais aujourd'hui, beaucoup sont revenus vers nous pour nous dire que l'expérience d'être végétarien ou végétalien a porté ses fruits. Nous nous en félicitons. Mais ce qui est paradoxal, c'est que dans les médias, tous les jours, nous avons des informations sur les risques que court notre terre. Aujourd'hui, en tant qu'Africains, que pouvons-nous faire pour arrêter les catastrophes dues au réchauffement de notre planète? Je vous remercie, maître.
Merci à vous. Hello, Monsieur Baja Baisi.
Bonjour, maître.
Thank you for your noble concern. And thank you for sharing your thought with us. You see, the biggest thing, as I have mentioned already, is to forego all animal products whatsoever and spread the message to as many people as possible that this is the solution. The number one and the main solution, the major solution. If I know any better solution, I would have informed everyone. Because I'm also concerned about the planet in which I still live. So the reason on the physical level is to stop methane and nitrous oxide, the two gases that are produced by livestock grazing. As we know now from the United Nations report, in 2006, Livestock Long Shadow that the animals that are raised for meat are producing more greenhouse gases than all the worldwide transportation combined. So livestock is the number one cause of methane. Some years ago, it was already known that methane trapped up to 23 times more heat than carbon dioxide, which is the most well-known and main greenhouse gas. However, recently, scientists discovered that methane heats the environment up to 72 times more than carbon dioxide, average over a 20 years period. So actually, if we calculate this factor of 72 times instead of 23 times as before estimated, the CO2 or carbon dioxide warming equivalent is actually significantly higher by the methane. This means that the livestock industry contributes even more than what they originally estimated. In Africa, even though the livestock production is not on as large a scale as it is in some other countries, researchers have said that 70% of people in the rural parts of the continent raise livestock, and they predict a large future growth based on anticipated demand. This is the trend we need to hold now. If we eliminate meat from our diet, global warming is reduced very quickly by a tremendous amount, if not the most of it. If everyone becomes vegan, stops raising more animals for food, and instead growing organic vegetables, our earth and the environment can be saved, and as quick as we could not even imagine, in a few weeks. Another important part of remedy is to do good deeds, to spread the positive good energy. Also, we can pray to heaven for mercy and protection. We need heaven's intervention, and we need everyone now to cooperate to save the planet by being veg, going green, and doing good. Thank you, sir. I too pray for Africa's well-being, and I'm praying also the planet well-being. Thank you.
Thank you, Master, for your answer.
You're welcome, love.
The next question is from Madame Victorine Akunde from Togo. She is the director from a vegetarian kindergarten in Lomé, and she's a vegan.
Welcome, Madame.
Cher maître, je suis la directrice d'une école du cours élémentaire et je sers des plats végétaliens aux enfants à la cantine. Les parents sont d'accord, bien sûr. Mais ce qui me fait mal, c'est que les enfants ne peuvent manger végétalien qu'à l'école. À la maison, les élèves recommencent à manger de la viande, même s'ils ne le veulent pas. Quel conseil pourriez-vous me donner afin de permettre aux parents de continuer à faire manger végétarien aux enfants? Merci, maître.
Yes, madam. It pains me too to hear of this. Madam Director, thank you for your love, first of all, of the children, and your noble effort. May God bless you so much. What you are doing is already excellent. If the children have the true motivation to be vegan themselves, you have already helped a generation change. But meanwhile, perhaps there are dishes that you can share with the parents. Invite the parents to school for a night of good food and fun. Can also send recipes home. or take recipes home. Also, you can share with the parents the results of a study finding that children who are smarter tend to be vegetarian when they grow up. In the United Kingdom, researchers measure the IQ of a group of children at age 10 and then again at adulthood. It was found that for every 15-point rise in IQ, the likelihood of the person being vegetarian rose by 38%. There are also many cases where the children themselves are the ones who bring awareness and excitement about the benefits of the veg diet to their parents. We could also even give them handouts showing some of the harms of meat and the benefits of being vegetarian, which our association members would be happy to provide for you. The other thing you can do is to show the kids very simple dishes that they can prepare for themselves. Even a simple rice and sesame dish can be delicious and satisfying and very easy to make. That way the child can feel more independent and could even offer some of their prepared meals to the parents to try. Once the parents at least accept the concept, they will likely to be more open and maybe become vegetarian themselves. So try your best to get a conversation going with the child's help and see if parents can open their heart and minds to this earth and life-saving diet. Many parents have tried it. It could be many of them have been satisfied at seeing how their children benefit from it. Like their health is better, they are more intelligent, more obedient, cooperative. Even their temperament is better. So there's nothing to lose, only to gain. Thank you for doing what you do, Madam. And God bless you. God bless your students. And may you be successful in convincing the parents to feed their children and themselves with the compassionate or loving, blissful, healthy, wonderful vegetarian diet.
Thank you, Master. Thank you very much for all your answer.
Welcome.
Master, the children from the vegetarian school prepare 4 songs for you tonight. We would like to listen to them now.
Oh, wow. Of course, I'm thrilled.
Master, now let's all welcome the children from the vegetarian school with a warm round of applause. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bravo. Wow. Thank you so much. I was impressed. Wow, they're so beautiful and so smart. So beautiful children, so healthy. Lovely. God bless you so much, sweethearts. Thank you, beautiful children. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Master. The next question is from Dr. Agbeko Kojo Tunu, a teacher and researcher at the Superior School of Agronomy at the University of Lomé. Dr. Tunu, thank you.
D'abord, merci pour avoir accepté d'être en direct avec nous ce soir pour partager ce message si important. Il y a deux questions. La première, quels seraient, selon vous, les avantages de l'agriculture biologique par rapport aux problèmes actuels de l'agriculture en Afrique, tels que l'érosion, la sécheresse, la déforestation, la pauvreté des sols? La seconde question, quelles sont les contraintes et les avantages de la pratique d'une telle agriculture? Merci.
Merci. Bonjour, Dr. Tunu. Thank you. That's a very good question. As you may realize from your research, that the vegan diet is the real key and is the essence of the change that needed for saving our planet. Organic vegan is like a great bonus because organic growing methods benefit not only human health but also the environment. For example, a study conducted in the United States found that organic farming preserves topsoil and keep water bodies clean, and if used worldwide, would have the potential to absorb and store approximately 40% of all present-day CO2 emissions each year. This would be a direct benefit to our Earth. The other aspects of vegan organic farming that are beneficial, including things like crop rotation, mulching, and natural fertilizers. Crop rotation means that a field is planted each season with different crops. This variety approach helps keep the plants healthy and also restores fertility and nutrients to the soil. Other methods such as mulching and even a new method called no-till organic farming help retain moisture and reduce soil erosion considerably. Deforestation mostly caused by animals' feet, as forests are cleared to plant crops for raised livestock, while hundreds of millions of people are starving in the world. So in general, vegan organic farming follows a philosophy of living in harmony with nature and protection for the planet and all beings. The methods employed support the natural balance between farming and the environment. Over time, the combination of this care and practice through the techniques available can go a long way toward restoring the balance from problems that may have arisen in the past. Also, there are many successful stories for organic farming already across the continent of Africa. For example, in the area surrounding Cape Town, South Africa, the townships are growing 100% organic gardens with crops that are sold locally. A similar operation has begun in Kenya and in Uganda, where organic fertilizers were recently introduced. They are already seeing success with the soy and harvest. on your own continent. There are more and more, just too many to list here. So the benefits are immense. I highly encourage you to pursue a vegan organic farming method, if at all possible. Of course it is possible. Everything is possible when we want to save our planet. Everything is possible. It has to be possible for our own survival. You can bring manifold benefit in doing so, and you can be one of the growing success stories as it becomes more and more popular. Thank you, Dr. Tunu. Good question. God bless you with your future organic farming.
Merci.
The next question is from Madame Afiwa PPV Londonukwapo. She is a teacher, research director of the Institute of Information Science of Communication and Art at the University of Lomé.
Welcome, Madame.
Merci pour ce que vous faites pour sauver la planète. Ma question concerne le sevrage. La période de sevrage est un moment difficile dans la vie du nourrisson. Pourriez-vous nous donner des conseils ou un exemple de menu végétalien convenable pour les bébés?
Thank you, Madam Director, Professor Lodonu Kapakpo. Thank you for your concern. Yes. About the health of the precious youngest ones. The vegan menu is one of the most easily digestible in the whole world. And the only one we should give to the babies and to ourselves. And the most easily available. Even from our backyard, we can cultivate that. Also, by feeding our baby the vegan diet, we can protect our child from many of the allergens and toxic substances that are often part of the meat-based diet. Being entirely natural, it is so easy to transition to the vegan diet. As for a menu, you can choose foods that are easy to obtain, nutritious and fresh. Fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, and some others in the vegetable kingdoms are fine selections. If you have internet access, Professor, you can go to www.vrg.org. That is the website for the U.S. organization named Vegetarian Resource Group, with guidelines and vegan recipes for babies. Please contact our association members near your hometown if you need more help for the websites of vegetarian diet for babies. Yes. And on our website, www.suprememastertv.com, we have also offered many information concerning other websites. You are free to download any of them. The benefits of a vegan diet are evident even before the child is born. Studies in both the United States and the United Kingdom found that expectant mothers who were vegan basically have no morning sickness. This is because their bodies did not have to protect itself from the toxic effect of substances such as meat, which researchers discover is one of the causes for morning sickness. As the body is trying to ward off their harmful effects, Dr. Reed Manjos of the Vegetarian Resource Group wrote a vegan nutrition guide for babies. The research indicates that vegetarian children tend to get more vitamins and minerals than children who are not. Moreover, the early start with this nutrient-rich daily diet means that the potential long-term benefits are that much greater. Namely, vegetarian babies and children grow up with higher resistance to illness. And from a food allergy perspective, the vegan diet immediately eliminates 4 out of 8 or 50% of the top known allergens from your child's diet. These are milk, eggs, fish, and shellfish, all of which can cause lifelong or fatal health problems. So, starting our child out in life with a vegan diet could be one of the biggest gifts we can give as parents. To find a vegan menu for a child who is just beginning on solid foods, you can go to the website www.vrg.org, or you can check with any of our association members who would be glad to help you find this information. Thank you for your valuable question. And good luck with the baby diet.
Thank you, Master. Next question from Mr. Pono Mauli, intendant at the University Canteen.
Merci pour la lumière que vous nous apportez à travers cette visioconférence. Certains végétariens mangent du poisson et des œufs. Avec la situation urgente du réchauffement de la planète, pensez-vous que ce genre de régime est un moyen efficace pour résoudre le problème? Merci.
No, sir, I do not, Monsieur Capono. But thank you for raising this important issue. Thank you, sir. It may seem like a small thing to some people, but a fish is still alive. A fish is not a vegetable. And as we have already discussed, the marine ecosystem is in big trouble right now from global warming already. Further fishing will only make matters worse. Also, mercury poisoning causes problems to aquatic life even before it gets to the humans. These are things we need to address in trying to save our planet, not to talk about our health also. Eating fish will definitely not help this. The way we are going now, we are literally emptying the oceans of certain fish, plus tons of other fish caught along with them by accident. The bycatch that are just thrown away. So if those fish are all gone, we will see a catastrophic loss of other marine species as well. The coastal ecosystems will also be affected greatly by diseases and algae blooms that release toxins. The ocean is a wonderful recycler that normally can purify the water and create nutrients and turn carbon dioxide into oxygen, etc. Isn't that wonderful? It's like a miracle. The ocean is a miracle. But if we ruin ecosystems through overfishing, this will spell disaster for us. So, speaking for the environment, fishing for food is not the answer at all. As for eggs, there is nothing sustainable about them. Most of the eggs consumed today come from factory farms, where thousands of female hens are crowded together in dangerously filthy, infectious conditions, and diseases like Salmonella and E. coli are prevalent. The ammonia that comes from their waste is a big water and air pollutant, and it causes respiratory problems in humans. And many people do not know of the cruel treatment received by the hens, who, because of their close confinement, get bruised and lose their feathers. They cannot even spread a wing, and they must also endure the stress of having their sensitive beaks cut off with hot blades and nothing to numb the pain even when they are babies. Can you imagine the suffering? Eggs have also been shown to be extremely unhealthy. So there is absolutely no need to eat them anyway. One US study with 14,000 adults found that just adding 1 egg a day to the diet increased the risk of heart failure by 23%. Vegan products, by contrast, are completely cholesterol-free and healthy for all our internal organs, for our mind as well. A healthy body houses a clear mind. It's better for our body, for our conscience, for our mind, and for the planet to stay away from both fish and eggs. No animal products at all. That is the best way. We should be vegan. Thank you, Mr. Kapono. God bless you.
Thank you, Master. The next question is from Mr. Sesu Ferdinand. He is Assistant Regional Director of CEB Benin.
Bonjour, maître.
Bonjour.
Merci pour le rôle de leader que vous jouez pour la promotion d'un devenir meilleur pour notre environnement. Merci, maman, pour ton amour sans frontières. Merci, maman, pour ta compassion pour toute vie manifestée sur terre. Nous sollicitons la lumière de la sagesse pour la question suivante. Est-ce que le régime végétalien peut nous aider à éliminer ou à réduire nos mauvaises habitudes pour la dépendance à la drogue, à l'alcool ou aux cigarettes? Merci, maman.
See, Director Sesu. Yes. From what I understand of these harmful substances, reducing them is not enough. We should eliminate them altogether. The damaging effects of tobacco and alcohol are very severe, and they affect others as well. These effects have been well documented medically and scientifically. There is so much cancer associated with tobacco, and not just for the smoker, but also for the people who have to breathe the smoky air. Second-hand smoke, they call it, and even third-hand smoke. For example, the smoke that still stick to the curtains in the room or the sofa and the clothes affect also children. They call it third-hand smoke even. So it is truly a death sentence. A recent study found 81% of the babies who die from the tragic so-called sudden infant death syndrome. You have heard of it. These were exposed to second-hand smoke. You see, we could kill the babies just by smoking. This is how deadly it is, how cruel it is to our family members and to ourselves to bring such harmful, toxic substance into our precious body, the temple of God. So we should quit smoking. We should eliminate tobacco altogether from this world. And also alcohol, we already know, has taken many, many lives too young and causes so many problems, so much sorrow and heartaches. Again, not just for the drinkers, but also for those around them, for their loved ones. So my feeling is, sir, these substances need to be removed from our lives completely. I am very glad you are asking this question. for the benefit of everyone else. I have mentioned some time ago that one can overcome any bad habit within 21 days. So it is possible to quit cigarettes, drugs, or alcohol during that time. But during that time frame, the addicted person, must keep occupied with constructive things like their favorite hobbies, spending time with good friends and supportive people, and other favorite constructive, pleasant activities to keep our minds occupied and our body relaxed without the addictive substance. So one of the activities could be finding ways to make delicious vegan food, invent some new recipes, do exercise, go to meditation class, do yoga, etc. According to Dr. Gabriel Cousins, a vegan medical doctor in the US, who has helped many people quit smoking and alcohol for good, and overcoming these habits is easier with a fresh organic vegan diet. These foods balance the brain's chemistry so that it functions best, which also can help the addiction to subside. Moreover, other scientific research has found that the alcoholic beverages and meat tend to make cigarettes taste better. But fruits and vegetables make them taste less appealing. So the vegan diet is the perfect solution for quitting smoking. Some people have said this in general, that when they begin eating more healthily, the bad things they used to find appealing simply are not anymore. Thank you, sir, for a good question. Thank you for coming all the way from Benin.
Some of the tragic tolls of alcohol. 2.3 million alcohol-related deaths per year worldwide. Cost of alcohol-related illnesses. $186.4 billion in the United States. Up to $210 to $665 billion globally.
Disease. Higher amounts of alcohol increase the cancer risk. Even half a glass of wine daily increases the risk of mouth or throat cancer by 168%. Cancer of the liver, breast, colon, esophagus, rectum. Liver disease. Cardiovascular disease. Metal toxicity. Brain damage. Amnesia and dementia. Brain shrinkage.
Organ failure. Heart, liver, kidneys, stomach, pancreas, eyes.
Birth defects. Children afflicted by anxiety and depression. Mental retardation, fetal alcohol syndrome, stunted growth, facial deformity, sudden infant death syndrome, miscarriage.
Alcohol-related violence. Child abuse, 50% of cases. Violence toward loved ones, 30% of cases. Violent acts, 40 to 80% of cases. Suicides, 20 to 50% of cases. Plus more.
For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers. For help quitting, please visit
Some of the tragic tolls of addictive drug abuse. Over 200,000 deaths each year. Costs of $181 billion each year in the United States. $33 billion in the UK. Lifetime cost of current drug addiction amounts to $575 billion in the UK. Harmful effects: brain damage, stroke, heart disease, liver disease, tuberculosis, emphysema, cancer, depression, suicide, permanent memory loss, mental illness, higher infant mortality, increased crime and violence, impotence. Crime and violence. Illegal drugs are a factor in 50% of burglaries in the United Kingdom each year. In the U.S., 60% of people arrested each year have been taking illegal drugs. 650 heroin addicts in the U.S. committed 70,000 crimes in a 3-month period. Social costs. U.S. businesses lose $100 billion per year due to employees' drug and alcohol abuse. Australians pay $53 billion per year for healthcare, law enforcement, and lost productivity of drug users. Environmental costs. Every gram of cocaine produced destroys 4.4 square meters of rainforest, with 300,000 hectares of rainforest lost each year to cocaine production. Death. 52 people die each day due to drugs in the U.S. In Canada, substance abuse is attributed to 21% of total deaths and 23% of potential life years lost due to early mortalities. Plus more. For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers.
For help quitting, please visit some of the tragic tolls of tobacco. 5.4 million smoking-related deaths per year worldwide. Cost of smoking-related illnesses, $96 billion in the United States alone. Depression. Light and mild cigarettes, just as harmful, causes cancer and diseases in animal companions, speeds the aging process. Toxic residues of third-hand smoke. Heart disease, coronary thrombosis, cerebral thrombosis, kidney failure.
Cancer, mouth, liver, breast, and colorectal cancer, lung cancer, esophagus cancer, kidneys cancer, bladder cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema, bronchitis.
Stroke, impotence, additional harms for second-hand smoking, childhood arteriosclerosis, leading to heart attacks and strokes in adulthood. Sudden infant death syndrome, infertility, miscarriages and premature deliveries, childhood asthma, bronchitis, ear infection, cleft lip or palate, hyperactivity and aggression in asthmatic boys, circulatory problems in women. Plus more.
For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/killers. For help quitting, please visit
I will ask the next question on behalf of Mr. Daniel Kwame Hagbale, who is Chief Division Supervision of Prefectures and Regions at the Ministry of Territorial Administration. And the question is, charcoal is an energy source regularly used in Africa, mostly in household activities because it's cheaper compared to gas. However, its use has caused many parks to be deforested and not reforested, while the burning of charcoal also increases air pollution. Please, Master, could you give us advice about other energy sources that will be affordable and could help us avoid deforestation and air pollution?
Hello, Mr. Chief Daniel. Yes, I understand, and I am glad people such as yourself are concerned about preserving our forests. We must protect the trees as much as we can. According to the environmental organization Greenpeace, 8% of the Earth's forest-related carbon is stored in the vast rainforest of the Congo River Basin in Central Africa. Scientists predict that continued deforestation of the Congo will release the same amount of CO2 as the United Kingdom emitted over the last 60 years. Imagine that. So it is important to preserve the forest while we still can, because it helps in addressing global warming. Other alternatives could be used to avoid deforestation is something called green charcoal or biochar, which has been introduced in Senegal. This is made from agriculture waste products. It's affordable and prevents deforestation. It also absorbs CO2 as well, which is why climate scientists support the use of it. It absorbs the CO2 very well. So this is one alternative. And of course, if possible, you can use a sustainable energy alternative, such as solar oven cooker, which is safer and causes no air pollution at all. So these are just some examples of affordable energy sources we can try and share with one another. I'm sure there are more. You can do some internet research to see any better solution up to date, yes. But the most important and most urgent once again is the veg diet, VEG diet. This is the good deed that you can do to help save the planet as a whole, because this will most quickly reduce global warming. And it's not just that. Truly, being veg is not just about reducing greenhouse gases. It is about stopping the suffering of the animals and their cruel, inhuman mistreatment. We have to be noble species. We have to be noble human beings. This is what is it all about. We have to stop the inhuman treatment of animals. And if we in Africa join together to be veg, we will be blessed by all the heavens. Please spread the good solution info. Thank you, Mr. Daniel, for your good question. God bless you.
Thank you, Master, for your answer.
You're welcome.
Vegetarianism in religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that, in the beginning of creation, God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings of some aspects of health and healing.
Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra. Also, after the birth of the baby, care must be exercised not to kill any animal in order to feed the mother with meaty delicacies, and not to assemble many relatives to drink liquor or to eat meat, because at the difficult time of birth, there are innumerable evil demons, monsters, and goblins who want to consume the smelly blood. By ignorantly and adversely resorting to the killing of animals for consumption, they bring down curses upon themselves, which are detrimental to both the mother and the baby. Ksitigarbha Sutra. Be careful during the days immediately after someone's death, not killing or destroying, or creating evil karma by worshipping or offering sacrifice to demons and deities, because such killing and slaughtering committed, or such worship performed, or such sacrifice offered, would not have even an iota of force to benefit the dead, but would entwine even more sinful karma into previous karma, making it even deeper and more serious. Thus, delay his rebirth to a good state. Karma means retribution. Ksitigarbha Sutra.
Cow Dai. The most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes.
I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism. Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore, you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adelila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been specially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutrakatanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh, and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts, and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field. Tract of the Quiet Way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure, the supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for our health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now.
The next question is from Mr. Kudahe Kwasi. He is the director of the institution Microfinance COPEC Solidarité in Togo.
Supreme Master, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Nous vous aimons beaucoup pour votre engagement en faveur de l'humanité.
Merci.
Ma question est que il est montré clairement que c'est le régime végétalien qui va sauver ce monde. Mais nous qui sommes dans l'ancien régime, par où commencer pour changer le régime alimentaire de nos entourages et de nos populations? Pratiquement, est-ce que vous pouvez nous montrer les différentes étapes à suivre? Merci beaucoup, Supreme Master.
Yes, Monsieur Kudai. I will be glad to. Thank you for your understanding and your wish to change the diet of the communities for the better of our planet. Better health, more energy, more happiness, more protection. Everything is for our benefit. Well, we can begin where we have the most influence, with ourselves and our home. After that, we can quickly get the community more interested, especially in practices like growing organic produce, for two reasons. One is that these methods are very effective and show yields in a short time that can benefit many people, and less work even. The other is that these kinds of community gardens have also been used to supplement people's livelihoods, so the benefit of growing and eating fruits and vegetables is evident and easy to see. You can also share SOS veg solution flyers to help awaken others, as well as write letters to the government and media. On a more local level, again, you can sponsor a cooking class. This will help people understand just how easy it is to cook delicious and nutritious veg meals for themselves and their families. All of these things help. You do what you can, Monsieur Kudai. We are all doing what we can right now. We do our best to help people to understand the true value and benefit of being veg, to save the planet for ourselves and all the other divine creations we hope to preserve. Thank you for being here with us, and I pray we all join this best, most beneficial of vegan diet trend to save our planet for ourselves and our children.
Thank you, Supreme Master.